Taga-Kaolo or Taga-Kulu tribe, meaning people of the headwaters, primarily inhabit the upland and mountainous areas of Davao del Sur, Davao Occidental, and Sarangani provinces in Mindanao, Philippines. They are known as upland dwellers, typically occupying the forested elevated regions where the rivers originate, often close to the borders of Davao del Sur and Davao Occidental. For the population, exact figures vary due to census categories and grouping with similar ethnic people, but estimates suggest tens of thousands of Taga-Kaolo speakers and community members in Mindanao. There are approximately 150,000 people identified as Taga-Kaolo across southern Mindanao. The Taga-Kaolo are among the indigenous peoples of Mindanao, with a long history of settlement in the uplands and river systems of southern Mindanao. Their name comes from the phrase meaning inhabitants of the headwaters. The ancestors of the Taga-Kaolo are believed to have migrated from the western shores of the Davao Gulf and areas south of Mount Apo across generations. They are part of the larger Austronesian ethno-linguistic family, closely connected with related groups like the Calagan. Spanish colonial records mentioned the Taga-Kaolo as early inhabitants of the Mindanao highlands and lowlands due to missionary accounts. Interactions with other ethnic groups over centuries led to mutual cultural influence, trade, and shared traditions. The Taga-Kaolo speak their own language called Taga-Kaolo, which shares similarities with other Mindanao languages like Calagan, Mandaya, and Kamayo. Examples of the Taga-Kaolo language is Ama, which means father, Ina, mother, Bata, child, Balay or house, Tubig, which is water, Kaon or eat, and Maayong Adlaw or good day. For the women's traditional attires, we have the baro or a traditional blouse often hand-woven and embroidered. We have the saya or patadyok, which is a wrap-around skirt made of woven cloth. We have tapis or overskirt worn over the saya for added decoration. We also have the lambong or a traditional head covering or veil used during special occasions. We have the hikaw or we call earrings, often beaded or metal, and we all also have the quintas, which is a layered bead necklaces. It is very important in ceremonial dresses. For the men's traditional attire, we have the bahag or a traditional loincloth worn in earlier times, especially in upland farming communities. We have the camisa dentro or a long-sleeved shirt sometimes decorated with embroidery for rituals or gatherings. Next, we have the putong or headcloth or a head wrap worn during ceremonies. Lastly, we have a sundang or pampilan, which is a traditional blade carried for protection and daily use. The Taga-Kaolo people of Davao Occidental are skilled artisans known for weaving, intricate beadwork, and crafting with natural materials. They produce vibrant, traditional abaka garments, including embroidered blouses and woven skirts. Other key crafts include nito basketry, beaded accessories, and metalwork. For their textiles and weaving, they are known for weaving abaka fibers, producing traditional clothing such as the bahag for men and skirts for women. These garments are often colorful and adorned with intricate patterns. For their embroidery and beadwork, women wear elaborately embroidered blouses, often adorned with pangulabi or ornate beading. They also create beaded necklaces and accessories. For basketry and crafting, they produce functional and decorative items using indigenous materials like nito or bamboo and rattan. This includes baskets, mats, and other household items. For their adornments and accessories, the traditional jewelry is made from materials like shells, beads, and in some traditions, wild boar's teeth, or also called salakpat. So now we move on to the traditional musical instruments of the Tagakaulu. First, we have the agong, or a large brass gong used to create deep, resonating sounds during rituals and celebrations. Next, we have the gimbal, or a drum used to provide rhythm. Kulintang. This is a set of small, horizontally arranged gongs played melodically. For the bamboo instruments, these are simple flutes or percussion instruments made from natural materials. Tagakaulu dances are vibrant expressions of the Tagakaulu indigenous community in Mindanao, often featuring rhythmic movements to the beat of traditional instruments. The most prominent dance is the edel, which is performed to the sound of a dita or a hardwood percussion instrument. These dances are integral to their cultural identity, showcasing their heritage and festivals. The Edel dance is a sacred traditional healing ritual performed by the Tagakaulu tribe in Davao Occidental, Philippines, that is symbolizing mourning, vengeance, and the transition of the soul. It features women carrying torches to represent mourning, while men playing the udol, or a long wooden drum to evoke spirits and facilitate healing. Tagakaulu dances imitate nature. Dancers wear traditional woven garments and beadwork. Performances are often communal, involving multiple members of the tribe. Dances are both artistic and spiritual. For the cultural importance, music and dance are not just entertainment. They strengthen community unity, they preserve ancestral traditions, they connect the people to their spiritual beliefs, and they pass knowledge to younger generations. The Tagakaulu people primarily practice an animist belief system, deeply rooted in honoring spirits, ancestors, and environmental deities, with many rituals involving music, dance, and food offerings. While historically animist, the community is divided, with many adopting Islam or Christianity, though traditional spiritual practices often persist. Animism and the spirit world. They believe that non-human objects such as trees and rivers possesses spirits. They hold a deep respect for nature and believe in environmental spirits that must be honored. Ancestral veneration. The belief system emphasizes the importance of ancestors and spirits in daily life, often communicating with them to seek blessings. rituals and sacrifices. Traditional rituals are common, including making sacrifices to supernatural beings, particularly those believed to reside in Mount Apo. For the cultural practices, the tribe adheres to traditional customs, including practices like tattooing and teeth blackening. While some adhere to traditional animistic beliefs, a significant portion has come under Islamic influence since the 1500s and others are Roman Catholics. For the Tagakaulo tribe, extended families are the basic social unit. Leadership is often held by a datu who guides the community on matters of tradition, land use, and conflict resolution. Elders are respected for their wisdom, knowledge of customs, and storytelling. Tagakaulo farmers are traditionally self-sufficient, cultivating upland rice, mais, sweet potatoes, cassava, and various root crops. In addition to food crops, they cultivate abaca, coconut, and coffee as primary cash crops. Traditionally, they practice rotational or slash-and-burn farming to maintain soil fertility, moving between areas. Farming activities such as planting and harvesting are accompanied by traditional rituals led by a bailan or a tribal priest or a tribal healer to ensure a good harvest and appease spirits. For the division of labor, typically men handle the clearing, plowing, and tilling while women and older children assist with planting, weeding, and harvesting. The Tagakaulo traditionally engage in fishing as a primary subsistence activity along upland farming. For the methods and tools, spear fishing, a common technique involves using goggles and long spears, particularly in rivers. Net fishing, the use of handheld well-aimed nets, is a traditional method for catching fish in clear creeks. For gathering, in addition to catching fish, they gather various materials and food from local marshes. Traditional knowledge is largely oral, passed down through elders and family members. Storytelling, rituals, and participation in community work are key ways youth learn cultural practices and environmental knowledge. Many Tagakaulo still practice farming and maintain traditional ways of life. Others have blended traditional life with formal education and jobs outside their communities. The picture that we can see that the Tagakaulo children are learning to dance ballet. The Tagakaulo, like many indigenous groups, face several challenges. Number 1, loss of language usage due to dominance of Cebuano, Filipino, and English. Number 2, cultural erosion as younger generations adapt outside lifestyles. Number 3, economic pressures and limited access to opportunities. Number 4, risk of land and resource loss due to development and agricultural expansion. Number 5, efforts to preserve culture and identity. Cultural programs and festivals promote traditional music, dress, and dances. Community leaders and advocacy groups document traditional weaving crafts and language. Some schools and local organizations work to keep Tagakaulo stories, songs, and customs alive. Contributions of the Tagakaulo tribe: art and craft. Woven textiles, beadwork, and traditional garments contribute to cultural richness and regional identity. Agricultural knowledge. The traditional farming and ecological understanding illustrate sustainable practices tied to the environment. Cultural diversity. They enrich the cultural landscape of Mindanao and the Philippines as stewards of unique indigenous heritage.